I wonder if I'll ever be able to look at myself and feel whole again, or if I'll always be defined by the pain I've experienced and the brokenness that comes with it. There are moments when I feel like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. But the hardest part is that no one else can see the burden I'm struggling to bear. I've learned that being broken doesn't make me weak. It just means I'm human. And sometimes, even the strongest people need time to heal. Sometimes, I wish I could hit reset and start over. But deep down, I know that the broken pieces of my past are what shape me into who I am today. I've been told that time heals all wounds, but sometimes it feels like the passage of time only deepens the cracks in my heart, making them harder to ignore. I don't know how to heal, or if I even can, but all I can do is take one step forward, hoping that somewhere along the way I'll find the peace I've been searching for. It's hard to accept that some things will never be the same again, that some pieces of myself are lost forever, but I keep moving forward even though the path ahead is unclear. There are moments when I feel like I'm falling apart, but in those moments, I try to remind myself that it's okay not to be okay, that healing takes time. The hardest part of being broken is the loneliness that comes with it. The feeling that no one truly understands what you're going through, even though you're surrounded by people. I keep searching for a way to fix the parts of me that feel broken, but maybe the answer isn't in fixing them. It's in learning to love them as they are. The truth is, I don't know how to fix myself, but I know that I'm trying. I'm trying to heal, to find peace, even if it's just one small step at a time. Sometimes I feel like I'm a prisoner to my own emotions, trapped in a cycle of sadness and confusion that I can't escape, no matter how hard I try. I've spent so much time trying to fix myself, trying to put the pieces of my life back together, that I've forgotten how to just be, to accept myself as I am. Every day feels like a battle, and sometimes it feels like I'm losing. But I keep fighting because I know that one day I'll look back and see how far I've come. It's difficult to put into words what it feels like to be broken, but it's as if a part of you is missing, and you're constantly searching for something to fill that void. I try to remind myself that it's okay to not have all the answers, that it's okay to be broken, and that it's okay to ask for help when I need it. The pain I feel doesn't always make sense, but I've come to accept that it's a part of who I am, a part of my story that I carry with me as I continue to grow. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever feel whole again, if the pieces of me that have been broken can ever be put back together. but I keep hoping even when it feels impossible. I've come to realize that being broken doesn't mean I'm weak. It means I'm strong enough to keep going, even when everything inside me feels shattered. The hardest part about being broken is that you can't always see the progress you're making, but slowly, little by little, you start to heal, even when it doesn't feel like it. I feel like I've lost a part of myself that I'll never get back, but in time, I hope to find a new version of myself, one that's stronger and more resilient. There are moments when I feel like I'm not enough, like I'm not whole, but I try to remind myself that I am enough just as I am, broken pieces and all. It's hard to accept that I may never feel fully healed, but I've come to understand that it's okay to be broken as long as I keep moving forward with hope. I feel like I've been through a storm that I didn't see coming, and now I'm left picking up the pieces of my life, wondering how to rebuild from the wreckage. There are days when I wonder if the pain will ever end, if I'll ever feel whole again. But I remind myself that healing is a journey and it's okay to take it one step at a time. Sometimes I feel like I'm stuck in the past, unable to let go of the things that have hurt me. But I know that healing requires me to move forward, even when it feels impossible. The hardest part of healing is learning to let go of the things that no longer serve me, the things that have caused me pain, and trusting that I can build a better future from here. I don't have all the answers, and I don't know how to fix everything that's broken, but I know that I'm trying, and that's enough for now. In the deepest parts of my soul, there's an ache that no one sees, and I wonder if it will ever fade, or if this emptiness will be the story I carry forever. Sometimes the weight of my emotions feels so heavy that it drags me down, making it hard to remember the moments I once felt whole. I often wonder if the cracks in my heart will ever heal, or if they are simply the places where my pain resides, reminding me of what I've lost. There are days when I feel like I'm drowning in my own thoughts, trying to keep my head above water, but the weight of my feelings keeps pulling me down. In the silence of my own mind, I scream for relief, but the echoes of my brokenness are the only response I get. Sometimes it feels like the universe has conspired to break me, leaving me to pick up the pieces of a life that no longer makes sense. My heart feels like a shattered mirror, reflecting fragments of a person I used to know, but I can't seem to put it all back together. It's as though the cracks in my soul have become a permanent part of me, and no matter how much I try to heal, they never fully disappear. I feel like I'm walking through a fog, unable to see clearly, lost in the confusion of my own emotions, unsure if I'll ever find my way back to peace. The weight of my brokenness is unbearable at times, and yet I find myself struggling to keep moving forward, even when everything inside me wants to stop. I feel like a puzzle with missing pieces, desperately trying to figure out where I fit in this world when I can barely understand myself. It's hard to explain what it feels like to be broken on the inside, to carry a pain that no one can see but feels so real that it's impossible to ignore. I sometimes wonder if the scars I carry will ever fade, or if they're just a permanent reminder of the battles I've fought and the pieces of myself that I've lost along the way. The silence is deafening when I'm struggling with my own thoughts, and I find myself wishing for a way out of this darkness that seems to consume me. I've learned that healing isn't a straight line. It's a journey full of setbacks, where sometimes you take 2 steps forward and 5 steps back. Every time I think I've healed, a new wave of emotions crashes over me, reminding me that my brokenness isn't something that can be fixed overnight. The hardest part of feeling broken is pretending that everything is okay when you're quietly falling apart inside. Some days, I feel like I'm a shell of who I once was, haunted by memories of a time when I felt whole and desperately searching for a way to feel like myself again. The pain I carry isn't always visible to the world, but it's a constant companion, whispering doubts and fears into my mind when I least expect it. I wish I could go back to a time when I was whole, before everything fell apart, but I know that even if I could, I wouldn't be the same person I was before. I've learned that brokenness isn't something that can be fixed. It's something that you learn to live with, accepting that you're never going to be the same again. There are days when it feels like I'm fighting a battle inside myself, torn between the desire to heal and the fear that I'll never be able to fully repair what's been shattered. I've come to realize that healing doesn't mean the pain goes away. It just means you learn how to carry it without letting it consume you. Sometimes I wonder if the pain I carry will ever truly go away, or if it's just something I'll learn to live with, like a shadow that follows me everywhere I go. I feel like I've been broken down to my core, stripped of everything that once gave me strength, and now I'm left trying to figure out how to rebuild myself from the ground up. It's hard to explain how it feels to be lost in your own emotions, to feel like you're constantly searching for something to make you whole again, but not knowing where to look. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in the aftermath of something I can't control, trying to find my way through the wreckage of a life that doesn't feel like my own anymore. I keep telling myself that I'll get better, that I'll heal, But there's a part of me that's afraid that I'll never feel whole again, that this brokenness is all I'll ever be. I try to pretend that I'm fine, but the truth is, I'm exhausted. Exhausted from pretending, exhausted from fighting a battle that no one else can see. I feel like I'm stuck in a loop of pain, unable to break free from the cycle of brokenness that keeps dragging me down, no matter how hard I try to escape. Every time I think I've found a way out, the darkness pulls me back in, reminding me that healing isn't linear and there's no easy fix for the emptiness I feel. It's difficult to hold on to hope when everything around you feels like it's falling apart, and it seems like the pieces you're trying to put back together never quite fit.